Hi, everyone. Okay, take two. Hi, everybody. So I'm back. I wanted to have a conversation about some conflict resolution tactics that you can use, of course, in the classroom, of course, in a school setting, also be used in different places. Tactics can be used anywhere, and it could be used with the students, it could be used as staff, it could be used in other companies, not necessarily tied into education because they're just modes of communication. And if you ever heard the saying in Spanish, hablando se entiende la gente, which is speaking or talking is how people understand each other. So it's really the way to go, I believe. First I want to talk about the what is a restorative circle or restorative dialogue or restorative community circle or restorative conversations, if you heard it in that way. I do have experience with restorative circles, not only through my work, but also through my master's program. So I'm really excited to bring my experience in this field. So first of all, how it would look like. So it would definitely look like a circle. Because you are providing support for the student and a unity support. It would also look like two parties that want to be there. So it will feel like those two parties want to be there because they already prior to coming in agreed to be there. Maybe they spoke to the person that's running the restorative circle and they did agree. So they are coming in with intentions. And it would sound like they are being respectful towards each other because they are setting norms. So prior to this community circle, you should have both parties come up with norms. Some examples are like be impeccable with your word or do your best, etc. Things that will be useful for that specific meeting, knowing both of your parties. Also, it would look like having a talking piece, right? So something that they could pass along so that everybody gets an opportunity to talk and everybody's being respected while they're speaking. You don't want a yes or no answer, right? You want details, you want examples, and so you want to give that opportunity for students to talk. So look like, as I said, the reason why it's a circle and the reason why the two parties is because there needs to be lots of support. So in a restorative circle, there has to be someone else present. So maybe one of the persons involved bring their family members or a friend or a teacher, and the other person does the same. So they bring someone with them, and that's something really important. It's with the other tactic that I'm going to talk about. But just really quickly, just imagine the two parties, the two students. This is our scenario. Two students are coming in. It's already a setup. So there's a circle, chairs, everything. It has already been counted for. Like I said, maybe norms were already made, but definitely they know what they're going in for. There's an intention to have a solution for whatever issue is going on. They sit. Then the person that's running the circle, so in this case might be a restorative circle interventionist, because some schools do have that. And so this person is guiding the conversation. So the person that's running the restorative circle will step up and first give an introduction, right? And again, go over those intentions and go over those norms. Then starting off, like maybe setting, again, like going back to the intentions, setting more of the expectations of exactly what. Maybe you're posing questions such as how has this affected you or harmed you or others, or what has been the hardest thing about this situation. So that's kind of what your starting point, but then you're opening to all participants, and all participants including those that are coming with a party, they can also step in. So because it's a community effort to find a solution, right? So what it looks like, it's posing a question to all participants and then also individuals, because it's, again, everybody needs to have an opportunity to talk and share their emotions, share their feelings, share their thoughts. Questions, you could say, it's like, what would you like this to look like for today's meeting? How can we build a relationship? What can you take from this experience? And stuff like that when you're closing the circle. And you should have people assign roles as well, like who's going to be writing the notes, taking the notes, because when you're posting these questions, you want to have that in writing, because at the end of the day, you're going to come up with a solution, right? So you're bringing what everybody's thinking and into this pot, and you're coming into an agreement, basically. So that is what, in a nutshell, what a restorative circle is. And then I want to talk about the blueprint conference model, which I find it very similar, but the only difference is, or that I see, is the support group. So this is more one-on-one. So what I'm thinking is this blueprint model can happen first with initial issues, right? So if those parties had like a first issue, you can resolve it through this. But if it continues, then that's when you bring a restorative circle, because you need additional support. And so with a blueprint, you also need norms, you also need a talking piece, you also have to set your intentions. Both parties want to be there as well, so that's what it's going to look like. Nobody's being forced to be there. Everybody's pleasantly trying to work towards finding an agreement. And you also have guiding questions. This is not like a free conversation. This is an intentional conversation. So I can't, like earlier I gave you some questions, but I can't really give you like exact questions, because you have to know your group. You have to know who you're working with to be able to come up with those specific questions. But at the end of the day, just focus on like what you want. So that's why you start with your objective, right? Like, what's your intention out of this? And then you work backwards to thinking, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get these individuals to open up? And you are the expert. You know who you're working with, and you'll be able to figure that out. But if you have any additional questions, you can always put a comment below. I'm thinking after COVID, I will make another video. Hopefully I'll have volunteers, and we'll be able to be closer in groups to be able to do that. So thank you everybody for watching.